Alright, I'm back. Let's get back into it. Dun, 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 dun.
Dylan!
Let me work my way to the left. Who's over here? Combat Concept Observer? Oh, this is gonna be good. Small size advantage. Alpha Steakman. Food! I just ate some too. This hearty dish takes ground bird of Elpis meat and sears it to tender, juicy perfection. Sounds delicious. You're familiar, aren't you? Have you any prowess in battle? Yeah, you could say that. Good. I could use your help with something. You see, I was asked to assess a one-eyed giant created as a facility guard, and so pitted against a lotus to test its fighting skills. Really. Not only did the giant fall to a single blow, the lotus went into a frenzy and escaped. In my opinion, compact familiars like you are far more effective than these overly large brutes. And this is my chance to prove it. Do you think you can handle our runaway combatant? These are both shitty answers. It's just the shitty attitude. Fine, I'll help. Of course, you'll be well rewarded for your efforts. Our experiment was conducted to the east, so that's as good a place as any to start looking for the lotus. Or lotus, I don't fucking know. Maligros? What kind of name? Good question. You're familiar, aren't you? Perfect timing. A pair of researchers are scheduled to arrive today from Amaroth, and I need you to collect their concepts from them. We've completed assessments for their creations, you see, and must make preparations to officially register the designs with the Bureau of the Architect. Please make sure to also ask for any provisional names they might have for their works. Excuse me. Troubled taxonomist. The name of Tails. Hey, buddy. Perfect timing, familiar. I have a favor to ask of you. It's my job to name the creations brought to us, but I can't seem to decide on one for this particular concept. It may be because I'm the one who designed it. It's a species of plant which I intended as a gift for my love. A clear conflict of interest, unfortunately. My names are always fair and logical and perfectly suited to the creation, but this time I'm not so sure. I do have a name for it, but what if it's not suitable? What if it's too personal? I thought of discussing the matter with my associates, but my dilemma is far too embarrassing. Would you ask if they think the name is appropriate in my stead? Don't worry, I wouldn't expect you to work without recompense. This is a creation, a yellow pansy, and the name I have in mind is Mythos. Okay. Oh, I should probably hide that one for now. Got two more to pick up. Mythos. Is that what we called it? What is it? Kinda lost it. File surveyor. Meaningful measurements. Would you assist me, familiar? That's what I'm here for. As I'm sure you are aware, the floating islands of Elpis were created to provide suitable habitats for our various creations. In order to maintain their respective environments, however, surveyors such as myself must make regular assessments of their ethereal composition. To that end, I was planning to take samples from the Melanian habitat with my partner, but it seems he had an urgent engagement. Something about an unscheduled meeting with a member of the Convocation of 14. Though I'm now faced with handling this rather grueling task alone, waiting until he returns is simply not an option. As I said, it's important to gather data at regular, specific intervals. And thus am I requesting your help. So, what say you? Would you be willing to accompany me in place with my partner? Certainly. Why not? Many thanks. I'll be sure to reward you for your efforts. Of course. Right, let's hurry along then. We'll need to make our way to the south. After you, milady. After a lot of things, honestly. Because the chore list is stacking up. Almost clicked on the nod there. Calm observer. Naughty little ones. May I ask a favor? A colleague of mine from the Thalassai is overdue to make his report, and I need someone to give him a gentle nudge. He's currently over at Rumination's Ramble, observing some life forms newly hatched from one of our creations. But I'm afraid I'll skew the data if I show up and startle them. A familiar like you, however, should cause much less of a disruption. Would you be so kind? Hi. Well, nearest one first, I guess. Okay, west. Wasn't there one also that way? Well, again, these quests are probably going to take me all over the place anyway, so... I'll just pop that once in a while and keep in mind that there's one over there and there's one up here. Can I help you? Yeah, you can help me by going to go help some other motherfucker. Oh wait, wrong game. Of course you wish to collect my content. It's this creature I have with me. It doesn't have a proper name, as such. From what I hear, the observers have been calling it Notos 642, a nod to the island it resided on. Right. Well, I'll trust you to put this in Maligros' hands. Take that right off your hands. Speak with the Academia researchers. Yes? What is it? Is this yours? No. A new type of flower with large yellow petals. The yellow pansy concept. Here. My, what a pretty flower. You said it was called Mythos? A fine name. Oh. Many flowers are named with a special feeling in mind, so going by what you've told me, this one is in good company. Alright. Hold on. I'm making a divide here. I'm gonna go get... Actually, that's probably a following thing, right? For later. Fuck it. I'll be doubling back to the ether current anyway. A familiar? You need something? Wait, what does the other guy say? I always feel much better after taking a short respite to converse and debate with my associates. Of course. Anyway. Check this out. A flower! It's beautiful! And it smells so lovely. Is it for me? No, it's a fisher person. Oh! You just want to know if the name is suitable, do you? Yeah. Have you tried asking at Gatesis Hyperborea? I almost said hyperbole. Hyperborea? No one knows as much about naming as them. Here's a guidebook on the subject. Take it with you and let your master decide what to do from there. Alright. What are they working on here? Oh, okay. Wait, what the fuck? The little armadillo. And who might you be? Ah, you're here for my concept. Well, here it is in the flesh. I call it the stone mole. It secretes a fluid that eats through solid rock, giving it the ability to burrow into even the hardest terrain. Damn. It can also toughen its skin by ingesting the rock it has liquefied. Based upon those traits, I humbly request that it be given a good, strong name. There it goes. Zephyros 72? Oh, it's one of these little things. You alright? A familiar? Can I help you with something? Oh, time to head back, is it? I was so enraptured watching the young ones frolic that I lost track of time. Come, come everyone! We really must be going. Oh, they're all over the place. Don't want to play, do you? I guess I shall have to appeal to your bellies then. Would you like to try feeding them? They become much more compliant after eating some of these treats. And they're so adorable when they nibble. didn't even see the other two. 3! Small feed bag. Here we go again with this shit. A bag full of bugs and shellfish for the young Zephyros 72s. Here you go. There it goes. Here you go, you little cutie. There we go. Isn't it fun watching them romp around? Yeah, it is actually. They're cute. It's calmed down after eating its fill. Here you go. And they really seem to like you. Do you work with young ones often? Not really, but... These babies are aquatic creatures by nature, but we're modifying them to adapt to life on land. They mostly eat marine insects and shellfish, and some of the larger carnivores feed off them in turn. Oh, okay. They also carry their eggs on their backs until they're ready to hatch. Fascinating, aren't they? Yep, I've seen them before. Oh, but that's not why you're here, is it? I really must head back. And how are they called again? Nonkas, right? Well, the name that we gave them in the source many thousands of years later. Thousand years later, as Emmett Salt said. What happened here? That eye's still open. There it is! It would seem the escaped Lotus came back of its own accord. They usually feed off their foes to revitalize themselves, and I imagine it hungers after running amok like that. I'll take care of the situation here. The Lotus is all yours. Don't worry about me. Just make sure that Lotus doesn't cause any more trouble. Oh, that's the Lotus. Oh, wow. It's like one of those Nankas with the eggs on its back, but it's flowers instead, and... What the hell is its head? Whatever. Let's go. Shit. You certainly made quick work of that Lotus. I had a feeling I could count on you. As for the giant, it's far too heavy for us to move. I'll arrange for some broad-backed creations to haul it away after we return to Poitin Oikos. Right. Where's that damn thing? 137 yalms northwest. That's not terribly far. Gotta be on that thing. Yeah, it probably is. Means I should just teleport back, because what the fuck? This is bullshit. I was just about to teleport. God damn it. Everything's trying to eat me. Ow! Well, so much for teleporting. We're here now. Found another way out. God damn it. I ended up getting funneled this way. Jesus. There we go. 292 yawns to the southeast? Oh, it's the one I detected when I was roaming around over here. It's right over here. I get it. Okay. Okay. Fuck it. It's far enough for me to be lazy. As I suspected, a smaller, more agile concept has far more facility for adapting to combat situations. Thank you for proving my theory. I'll be sure to keep your performance in mind the next time I design a familiar. Your reward is promised. Man, I think I'm lending a hand to them creating more difficult monsters for us to face in the future. Feels weird, man. You brought the concepts I asked for? Hmm? This creation concept has been certified for release into the wider world. Here you go. Very good. And did you ask for the provisional names? Yes. The Stone Mole and Notus 642. And the mole's creator requested that I have a powerful sounding name? Some researchers do become quite attached to their creations, don't they? You don't know the half. It may seem inconsequential, but the appropriate naming of concepts is of the utmost importance. Allow me to explain. Once it has been determined that a creation is beneficial to the star, we can proceed with registering the creator's design with the Bureau of the Architect. First, however, the approved concepts must receive their official names, and as a taxonomist, it is my task to bestow them. Excuse me. When naming, one must strive for elegance and simplicity, all the while taking care to adhere to existing conventions and avoid repetition. The more creations we name, the more difficult it becomes to maintain this high standard. That's the reason, yeah, it's only logical that would happen. It is a demanding job, to be certain, but one which I am proud to do. For as long as this purpose guides me, I will fill this world with the most marvelous appellations I can imagine. Please, take this in exchange for completing your errand. Good luck naming monsters, I guess. Well, animals. I don't have a use for any of this shit, so... Who cares? Thanks for the die, though. How did it go? What did everyone think of the name? Well... This tome contains all sorts of fascinating information about Ctesis Hyperborea's naming protocol. And then, yeah, the yellow pansy. Here you go. I see. Well, that is good to know. I won't be needing this guidebook, of course, as I can't very well ask myself for my thoughts. Or perhaps I should. It wouldn't hurt to have some confidence in the work I do, after all. As I created this flower, I thought of my beloved, an artist, and the stories she seeks to tell through her plays. My hope is that, much like a myth or legend, her work is told and retold down through the ages. Hence, mythos. Yeah. I've decided. I'll keep the name and submit it to the Bureau of the Architect. Thank you for your help. No problem, buddy. How far have storytelling mediums come, right? Poetry, standard, writing, novels, stuff like that. Theater plays, movies, I already said books, technically. And now video games. Storytelling has evolved a lot in our history as a species. Thank you for fetching my associate. Of course. Gentlemen? If you hadn't been sent to fetch me, I might have been out there for days. In any case, it's only a matter of time before our creations are approved for release into the wild. I wonder what name they'll receive. Thank you for all your help today. Here, as thanks. They're west. Better go get that now. Well, we might actually be heading that way for MSQ, actually, yeah. Yeah, I'll get it later. The thing is gonna see me as soon as I talk to him. Yep, here we go. Alright, fuck it. Frick. The rocks in this area contain ores that can tell us about the environmental ether. We'll have to break them apart with destructive magics to collect the necessary samples. You may find that difficult with your inherent limitations, but I have a little something to help with that. Oh really? What do you got? Here, use this concept crystal to shatter an outcrop of rock, then bring any ore fragments back to me. Start in the east, if you would. I'll start working elsewhere and we can meet back here. Okay. Destructive magic concept. This crystal allows even the most ether-poor creatures to cast destructive spells. I was like, it's not even gonna let me. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. Basically, it was a magical bomb. Sorry, I remembered something funny. Not related to any of this. Just when I said bomb. How did you fare? Ore fragment? A chunk of ore from Calamelos Zephyros that is particularly useful in measuring environmental ether. Here you go. Excellent. This should give me all the information I need. Let's head back, shall we? Please. Please. Okay, I'm close enough. I'm getting it. Where's it at? Shit. I'm hoping that would work. Way too steep. Oh. Up top. Let's see. There you are. Oh lord, he coming. Alright. That's fine. Yep, that's the one from earlier, yeah. Oh, wait, you can't fall from here? Oh, that's interesting. Primordial Hithosurf. Thank you. Without your aid, I wouldn't have been able to properly observe how the introduction of melanoi has affected their habitat's ether. It's important to keep careful track of the environments here to make any necessary adjustments. The terrain, the flora, everything that makes up the habitat must be meticulously controlled to fit each subject under observation. Though I applaud my partner's enthusiasm for learning at the foot of a convocation member, we cannot neglect these fundamental, albeit tedious, facets of our work. Milady? No more for now. KPOF. Shit, I thought that was another player walking by. I was like, what the fuck? Alright, milady, what's up? See you, the woman standing in front of yonder building? Her name is Ismene, if that's how you say it. She is the one who made arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I recall, she has held her position here for quite some time. Chances are she can provide us with some insights. Go and ask your questions. I will help with drawing out answers if need be, but I leave the choice of topic up to you. Okay. Let us speak with Ismene. You know more of this coming calamity, so I think it best that you lead the conversation. Milady? Questions? For me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. Falling event can't be skipped. Oh, this gonna be good. Let's do this.
Wait till you see the...
We gotta shorten that to the good part of it. Greetings, Ismene. My friend here is desperately curious about Chief Hermes, and I was wondering if you might indulge him. I saw that it was auto-scrolling, I was like, oh shit. Certainly, Mistress Venant. Anything to be of service. That's why I have it on the slowest speed, by the way, because it doesn't affect voiced-over scenes. But it helps give me time to react for non-voice scenes like this. What do you wish to know? I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to answer them immediately. What are Hermes' interests? His interests? Well, he is an authority on flying life forms and has expansive knowledge of living creatures in general. Is that what you wish to know? Flying life forms? How would you describe him as a person? As a colleague? He is a quiet man, reserved you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. I think that explains why Medion has, you know, bird-like features on her. He's a quiet man, reserved you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief overseer. Well, he seems to be getting near the point of snapping, though. I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else? Do you know of Medion's abilities? It's no secret that she is a highly unusual familiar. Of late, the chief often makes his rounds with her like a mother hen raising her chick. I understand that she is able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. Sounds very familiar, though. My apologies. I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but I've not had occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. You wish you knew him better. The Chief may not be the most gregarious individual, but he engages with us as is necessary for everyone to perform their duties. I wouldn't want to intrude upon his privacy for the sake of curiosity. Though, if you wish to learn more about Medion, you could try speaking with Timaeus, another expert in the creation of flying concepts. He should be conducting his observations on the banks of the stream, somewhere to the east. Oh, and unless you take a particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. Okay. We shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight. Think nothing of it. If there is aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Come, Leon, I think we've taken enough of this meeting's time. Alright. Milady. Our investigation is off to a fine start, wouldn't you agree? From here, I propose that we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers, if you could track down the colleague Ismene mentioned. While I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during that previous conversation, you seem more than capable of drawing forth the answers you seek. All I ask is that you watch your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you finish speaking with this Timaeus. Watch my footing around the stream. Streamer is streaming. Excuse me. Wait a minute. Yes, I am Timaeus, but please keep your voice down. You'll startle the birds. Alright, I want to ask you some questions. So, what is it you wish to speak about? What do you think of Chief Hermes' flying creations? Chief Hermes' work? A worthy subject indeed. Those beings which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets the Chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Yeah, he mentioned he's already sent a few out into the outer space, basically. Birds that climb so high that they disappear from view, others which traverse the boundless sky in moments and all without riding the currents. I know of none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Meteon 2 is a marvel then? My opinion on that matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Meteon as a concept, I have never delved too deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes should choose to submit Meteon's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny? Analyzing a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Right, don't judge it until it's finished. Of course, if he came to me, a fellow artisan, looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story. The fuck? I could tell you more? Do you know of Dynamis and Entelekis? Dynamis and Entelekis? Yeah. Those terms do sound vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower made here in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? Yeah. It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence in interest? No. The nod. Or the head shake. Then why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you saw my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Now I really must return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to? Yeah, I guess so. Alright, good luck, buddy. Wait. The pay-to-win bike, right? Back already? That was quick work. You were obviously clever enough to head off any of that rambling Yasmin mentions. Kind of. So have you any new findings to share? I see. Even an expert in the field had little understanding of Meteon's capabilities, let alone an awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Meteon as his personal project, and could provide no details beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe that the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we've made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to reach any definitive conclusions. Indeed. Okay. Witness to the spectacle. At present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis, and the Entelekis which can control it. Yet most scholars are only vaguely aware of these terms, let alone study them in any depth. Except for Hermes, it seems. Seems like everybody underestimated the potential of, mastering knowledge over this, incorporeal entity. Thus, I am inclined to stay our current course and learn all we can about the Chief Overseer and his familiar. And on that subject, was there aught else of note you can tell me about Meteon? Aside from her unorthodox method of communication? She and her sisters were created to journey to the stars and search for intelligent life. Maybe they found something and it wasn't very nice. I rather wish you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? Yeah, Leon, what the hell?
You suck!
That was because Leon didn't bring up that crucial information earlier. So these siblings, okay. So these siblings of hers now travel the great expanse in search of deeper meaning. Yeah. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unresolved, I feel you've touched upon a vital clue. One we should keep in mind as we continue. Well, yeah, considering the final days are being brought about by the stagnation of ethereal currents, celestial ethereal currents, I would think it has something to do with them. Next, I propose we take ourselves to Peripetia Crystalline, not far from here. Just follow the path to the west. There was, oh yeah, I was like, hold on, wasn't there one more? Yeah, it's over there. Oh, I realized I could have gotten it before we... Damn it, that's right. But I forgot all about it because, you know, cutscenes and everything. Giant shark got killed. Fuck, I guess I gotta go back for it now. God damn it. Debated. Anyway. I played myself, man. Oh, hold on, it's directly east from here. I'm already going too far.
You bastard!
Oh, hit me! I'm just driving by, minding my own business, and he does that. What a punk. $671 yalms to the north. Well, shit. At least it likely means we're done here. For this little island. Which looks a lot like... You know what this place reminds me of, just from looking at the map? It looks a lot like the, you know, the floating islands or whatever where the dragons reside in Heavensward, in Dravania. Where Hraesvelgr lives. The map structure reminds me of that, and the fact that these are all floating continent islands or whatever. The World Unsundered. That is a very spoilery, like... I wonder what it says on people's friends list when somebody's here. Because saying either of those words is a little... It's like a major spoiler. Milady? This tower and the one further along are both a part of Peripetia Crystalline, the facility where they archive all of Elpis' observational and testing records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is actually a vast area of magically interconnected spaces which, while fascinating, is not the reason we are here, is it? She caught herself rambling. I like that. Oh my god. I shall cut my architectural lessons short and see what those two archivists have to share. If you could find someone to speak with over at the other tower, I shall join you there anon. Alright. Anything else? How odd that I should suggest this approach without a second thought. You've come from a time and place that is dramatically different. Yet here we are working side by side, or apart as the situation demands, with barely a word of explanation required. No matter the centuries which separate us, we are of the same star. We share a connection, and I hope that together we might find the answers you seek. Me too. Oh, the other tower's that way. Crispy Colonel.
You bastard!
You have questions for me? Certainly. Just a moment while I conclude my current appointment. At least they don't appear in cutscenes. The damn chocobos, man. They're cool partners to have in battle when you're in the overworld, but damn. Indeed. So if you could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should then have sufficient data for our official records. Now, what was it you wished to speak with me about? Ooh. Ooh. The Chief Overseer's personal research project. And by that I assume you mean media? Yeah. Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trailed by one creation or another. I'm afraid I cannot tell you exactly when Meteon appeared, only that she now spends much of her time at Chief Hermes' side. Although, I do recall an interesting tale my dearest Galeen shared with me. Oh, Galeen? What's up, dude? Ah, Galeen is my partner and a fellow researcher here in Elpis. Really? She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending Meteon heavensward. A host of them. For several days, she would speak of that scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she had ever witnessed. That sounds like a story I should like to hear. Yeah. Mistress Vana, I thought you had already returned to the surface. Permit me to thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. Pray do not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after that task, but I have since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Would you favor me with a retelling of this sight which so delighted your Galeen? You know, a random thought that came to me, I think when I glanced at her mask down there. When Fandaniel died, you know, when we killed Zodiark and killed, by extension, what's it called, Hermes? It showed one of the white masks floating in the, you know, when he was having his little soliloquy as he died. Not a red one, even though they invited him to the convocation. So that leads me to believe he never accepted the offer before the, you know, the world was torn apart and everything. He only became technically a part of the convocation after he was all, you know, after everyone was already an Ascian. I don't know. Maybe, because he, yeah, it didn't show a red mask, it showed a white one. Anyway, would you favor me with a retelling of this sight which so delighted your Galeen? Of course. Or you could hear it from her lips directly if you prefer. At present, she should be observing a subject in Metabasos, or Basios, Thalassi. She does enjoy her time there, watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans recreated in such sublime detail. I imagine you must find similar joy in indulging your boundless curiosity, Mistress Vana. Even though such pursuits must continually and regretfully delay your return to the star. the light smile. Indeed they do. It's like, you have no intention of doing that. Like, she wants to stay for as long as she can to help as much as she can, obviously. 'Tis a rest well-deserved and long overdue, I should think. Like, it's not just a curiosity he's assuming, is what I'm saying. How greatly have we prospered for the wisdom you accumulated during your travels as Azim? And what would Elpis be without your earlier academic work? The theories you developed served as the basis of many techniques still in use today. Man is a creature of contemplation, but none embody that nature with as much enduring passion as you. Aye, I dare say there is not a soul alive more worthy of a return. Excuse me. I shall rejoice the day you depart on your final journey. I only realized she's going to become the heart of the star itself. I will be honored. With hesitation. Well, shall we take this opportunity to meet with Galeen in person? Then allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. It will take you up to the Skyway and spare you the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. That would be most helpful, thank you. Oh, now we're gonna get that other chunk of the map, right? The one with the remaining ether currents, I'm guessing? The other archivist said not we hadn't already heard, but this story of Galeen sounds promising. I have opened the path to the Skyway. Once you pass through the door, simply walk straight across to the next tower and ask for admittance to the upper tier. Upon arriving at the upper tier, walk straight across the Skyway, and you will find yourself at the entrance to Metabasos Thalassi. Metabasos Thalassi, okay. Galeen will be eager to share her tale with you, I am sure. After you, milady? Jesus. Don't stare at the sun. God, that actually kind of hurt my eyes a little. Isn't it funny how even on a TV screen, it's not good for your eyes to stare at the sun when depicted in a video game or something. It's just too powerful, man. We do not deserve to gaze upon its resplendent beauty. Our one true god, the sun. Giant fireball of gases exploding. The tower ahead is still part of Perpetua Crystalline. We will need to ask for passage through to the upper tier. Just like, you know, he told us. Okay. My good sir? Mistress Vinod! Just passing through? Then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there is always an observer or two out on the upper skyway. Nowhere near. Maybe not. Maybe this will lead us over here, maybe not. I don't know. You can see it from here, too. Whoa! Oh my god, can you fall off this? Jesus Christ. That was close! That door leads into the Thalassi, but perhaps we can trouble this person for assistance with finding Galeen. Yeah. Hey, yo. Mistress Vinod, I was not told to expect we would have prepared an official welcome. Damn, the reverence. She just giggles about it. Please, there is no need for fanfare. I only wish to speak with Galeen, if that might be arranged. Yes, Galeen. Of course. I will inform her immediately. But she may be engaged in the testing phase. You could be in for something of a wait. Should I let her know your business is urgent? That won't be necessary. This lovely view will keep us occupied until she is ready to receive us. If Hythlodaeus becomes Xenos or something? That would be ironic, wouldn't it?
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view.
It's a random thought that came to me just because I find it hard to believe that they would just have this random psychopath that seems to have absolutely nothing to do with everything else that's happening. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just randomly remembered Xenos and was like, that's right, he's still a thing. It's like... That's why I was like, did Hythlodaeus become... But no, because we found his soul on the moon, so technically he was there, right? But if he was sundered, technically he could still be a reflection of his. I don't know. I'm just wondering how he'll tie into everything in the end. Back to this stuff.
What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
Very much so, yeah. As beautiful as ever.
I swear I could hear the glimmer in your eyes and the adoration in your voice.
What can I say? I'm a sap for
While we
nature.
wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveler. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account.
I'm telling her everything. And then this happened, and then, oh, and then this shit happened, right? And then it was like, see, it's going off. This is popping off. And then Harshafan was like, yeah. I love the Harshafan email thrown in there. That was great.
Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it. Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue. To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us, born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity.
That is a beautiful thing about science.
When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done. A passion swelled within me, an epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true, and a presence without, immense yet intimate. Fate, perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating, how keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath. I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in, the heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people, beacons of light and life, laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning, and my purpose, my love.
Mine as well. I like
And
that.
so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. A moment she can let go and walk unto the end. Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way.
There it is.
You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
Basically everything I could have ever asked for and more, honestly. Good and the bad. Can't have one without the other.
Pray forgive my lateness.
You bastard!
My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, I did. It was in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone. Like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up. Then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Metea, rather. There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Please.
But yeah, Benaz's passion and love for the world and the people of it, you know, the wonders of the wonders and beauties of the world, like all of that is basically sums up why I like to travel in real life as well. It's also why I enjoy exploring very beautiful environments like this in video games as well. It's its own adventure, you know. And obviously a nice substitute for not being able to do it in real life if you can't afford it, which right now is a lot of people's story. Those fucking gas prices, right? But yeah, that's why I like the theme of adventure. Like she was, the way she was describing it was perfect. Man, this guy's beautiful. And also the other thing, obviously, was the scientific curiosity, or just the natural curiosity we're born with, you know, that flourishes and then manifests as science in the formal sense. It is one of those things, I didn't want to interrupt her too much, but yeah, it was one of those things that where she said it's like, some people might think if you learn too much about the world you'll get bored because you understand everything. But like she said, the more you learn about it, the more in awe you are of it actually, and the more you realize you don't understand jack shit yet. Like, every answer you get just leads to more questions, you know, about the world around you and stuff, when you start studying and learning about nature, which is what science does. So, it is really cool. You just start to appreciate it more, I guess, the more you learn about it. Yeah, it does give you a sense of, like, holy shit, this is amazing. How did this all come to be? Everything she was saying, basically. This sums it up perfectly. That's why I had to agree with her so much. So vehemently, I guess. So, another piece of the puzzle falls into place. From what we've learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to others. which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. Would explain how he knew how to bring it back, like getting rid of Zodiark. Since we have no reason yet to suspect the former, we should consider the latter the more likely possibility. Proceeding under that assumption, our next step should be to divine why, or even if, he might desire such a terrible fate for our star. Worthy of his back. I should like to visit the site from which Hermes sent forth the Matea. If we are fortunate, we might find some hint of what drives this research of his. Galeen said she spotted them in the southeast, rising from an isle she could see from the edge. If we stand at that same vantage point, it should not prove too difficult to locate the island in question. Let's take a look, shall we? Holy shit! Didn't see him on the minimap, but yeah, there we go. Good thing I did the other ones. It would be a clusterfuck right now. If I hadn't. Close, but not really. I was wondering how close it was to the other ether current I went back for, you know? Right, the rest are on that island to the north. Floating like clouds. More hamsa. Dude, we are stocking up on food. What a sight! And Ampello sneezed and sent tufts of cloud malo flying every which way. But while highly amusing, I'll never be able to gather them all up alone. Unless you're willing to lend a hand? Okay. Thank you so much. Let's split up and start looking for them. Be on the lookout for fluffy white plants floating around Poitenoikos, and bring any you find back here. Taking the minutes. Pieces Hyperborea. It's probably a chain quest. Aren't you a sweet-looking familiar? Tell me, to whom do you belong? Yeah, looks like a lot like Inspector Briarden or something. Oh, you're Athens, are you? He is a goodly sort, wouldn't you say? Always appearing in times of trouble to extend a hand to those in need. And, given that I am one such, I'm sure he wouldn't mind if I borrowed you for a bit. Imagine if Azim actually showed up, like the current one, actually showed up, and been like, I don't know that motherfucker. A lengthy debate was held in Cathesis Hyperborea regarding the evaluation of creations. Meticulous minutes were taken during said forum, which I would like you to fetch for me. A dear friend in Amrot asked for them, you see, and I plain forgot all about it. Now, if you would be so kind. I will send word to the scrivener in charge and ask them to await your coming in front of Prebetea Crystalline, where the documents are being held. Once you've the notes, return to me here. Very familiar terrace. Oh dear, I'm starting to worry some. It's my colleague, you see. We heard this horrid screech from a Melanian, and he went rushing off to check what all the fuss was about. I was thinking of following after him, but... well, look at me. You, however, appear well versed in combat and all such sanguinary escapades. Perhaps you might see if aught is amiss and ensure my co-worker hasn't come to any harm? Sure. That's very kind of you to agree to such a request. The last I saw of him, he was racing for the southern end of Palamelos Zephyros. Do promise to hurry. I'm half afraid he was wound up on the wrong side of some nasty fiend's fangs. I'm sure everything is fine, milady. 3 quests left. What the hell happened here? I forgot you could have a mount like this. It's, the Blue Mage one, right? Questline? What did he say? Because he was responding. Well, this stinks. Maybe you do too. Would explain why it's taken such a liking to you. That's funny. Hug me, Lo. There it is. Woken by the familiar. I hope she's alright. Oh, I want to go after her, but what if she comes back while I'm away? What's up? Hmm? You must be a familiar. Can you help me deliver a message? I have an associate who works much too hard. I want to tell her to take a break and join me for a nice, relaxing meal. I sent another familiar already, but it's failed to return. As an experimental entity, it is too simple to handle more than one order at a time. So I might be stuck attempting to fulfill my request. Would you mind checking on them both for me? I can give you a little something if you're willing to help out. Wonderful. Knowing my associate, she's probably dozing off somewhere around the trees to the north. This wouldn't happen if she'd get a good night's rest for once. You might need to give her a poke to wake her up. Okay. Euros 310. Creature bearing an uncanny resemblance to a cactuar appears to be in fine spirits. Oh, this ought to be good. A most succulent name. A name. I need a name for it. One that will stand the test of time as it passes through generation after generation. When you break it down, what's in the name, really? Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. You're a familiar, I take it? Very good. But whose, I wonder? Well, that's not important right now. You have ears enough to listen to my plight. I'm tasked with a job of great import. Nomenclature. Yeah, I saw that. Currently, I find myself facing down a sort of creative blockage in regards to this fellow's name. This is a creature who has not only survived the vicious wilds of the Hungering Gardens, but has thrived in them thanks to its ossified spines. Excuse me. Thus, it deserves a name befitting its rugged tenacity. Despite its singularly unique physical properties, its creator never bothered to refer to it as anything besides its designation, Euros 310. It cannot abide so uninspired a name for a creation as remarkable as this. But therein lies the rub. For all its captivating qualities, I've yet to hit upon a captivating name. I was just on my way to take a turn about the grounds to stimulate the creative juices, so to speak, but seeing you, I realized two heads may be better than one. But what do you say? Would you care to join me in my walk? Sure. Excellent. You, my quick-witted familiar friend, will be a boon indeed to my imagination. Let's say we take a quiet moment to cogitate beneath that large tree to the south of here. Okay. Terror on two legs. You're familiar, aren't you? Then perhaps you might be able to help me. I received an appeal for assistance from a colleague of mine, but I'm up to my eyeballs in work as it is. Might you step in where I cannot? Your benevolence does you credit. The researcher I spoke of has striking red hair and is likely lingering on the south side of Calamelos Zephyros. Well, never worked out for us. Start on the north side. But see, I'm doing exactly what an ASM does best, right? I'm traveling and helping people out everywhere I can. Also known as doing all my quests, even the side ones. The side quests! I like how she also explained that the reason why she won't go back to the stars, because basically she feels like her work will never be done, or, you know, for now. It just doesn't look like it'll be done anytime soon, because she wants to make sure there's no one left to help her. At least, well, for her future self, she probably thinks, and this is probably true, wants to make sure mankind can take care of itself before she lets go. Which is beautiful. The observer is fast asleep, completely unresponsive to the familiar fussing over her. A good poke might wake her up. I have... Actually, I thought I had the poke emote on my hotbar, but I actually don't. It's on a different character. Alright, let's see. Where is it? There it is. Hello? Mushy mushy? Oh! Oh, was I asleep? The hell? A P-Thorn sent you? Just to invite me to eat? Why send the familiar for something so trivial? Looks like the... Well, they've used it for multiple things, but I just remembered as the anima little sprite. Although, come to think of it, I could use a meal. Please let him know I'll be along soon. The little anima weapons spirit. Wait, are you a familiar as well? I thought you were one of us for a moment. Anyway, thank you for waking me. I suppose we'll be eating at our usual place. A nice cup of tea to start with sounds lovely. Well, do you not also need to report to Epiphon? Yeah, you're right. Sleeping standing up, leaning up to a tree. I would say, how is that even possible if I hadn't done it myself? Back in high school. I actually did the wall lean emote, exactly as it looks in this game. Up against the wall in school during recess or lunch, one of those. And yeah, I tilted my head back and I actually managed to fall asleep partially while standing up. Some guy, I might have said this on stream already. Some guy walked by and he was like, well, it was a security guard. Obviously I didn't see him, I was like, fucking out or just, you know, almost completely dozed off by that point. And he was like, sleeping standing up. Wow, I've seen everything. Or something like that. And that partially jolted me awake because it also made me kind of laugh. I was like, what? I was like, oh yeah, well thanks, Jackass. I was falling asleep. Thank you for your help. My familiar says my associate has accepted my invitation. That is what happened, yes? Yep. Good. That means it can carry out its duties on a basic level, at least. I designed it to convey ideas through information-laden ether rather than words, so I'm happy to see the communication was successful. It does seem, however, that this method is ineffective when the recipient of the message is asleep. I'll get to work on fixing that. But not now. Enjoying some time with my associate is a priority at the moment. Thank you again for your help. Have fun! It's all so far away, I don't know where to go first. This usually helps. Yeah, let's go to the far left one, get it out of the way now. What the hell? Oh, this must have gotten knocked off the, from accepting too many quests, it got knocked off the thing. Right. Oh, whatever. Hey, at least I found that without the map's help. Go figure. Uh-oh. Thank God, I was like, can I get up through here, please? Fuck you. I don't think they'll cross that. Holy shit, I was wrong. Alright. We're scrapping them. You are the familiar then? Very good. Here are the records of the forum. Careful now, it's a sizable stack of volumes. Try not to drop any on your way back. Carry the forum minutes to the forbearing visitor awaiting you Poitonoikos before your arms give out. You'll have 2 minutes to complete the task. Should you fail, return to the starting location and begin anew. Alright. Be wary of attacks from enemies, which will sap your strength. Yeah, I know the drill. I got just over a minute. This is gonna be tricky. Gotta find the right path. Shh. This might not work. Oh fuck, I got debated. I could have gone down that rock. Yeah. Fuck it, I can't. It's too late to go back now. Shit! Right here, right here. Woo! Haha, fool! Take that!
You suck!
He thought he had me. Gotta find a way up this before 50 seconds, but okay, we're good. Look at this stack of books, holy shit. These are the documents I requested? My word, they must have been terribly heavy. Yeah, kinda. The friend I spoke of is involved in the operation of Anamnesis Anator, a facility which houses myriad concepts, cogitations, and ideas. I remember the place. He felt that certain procedures, especially the ones concerning living creations, were lacking in information. Thus, he sought detailed records that he might fill in the blanks, so to speak. I believe you're owed a little reward for your help. I'll think over what to offer you while I pack my belongings for the journey ahead of me. Come see me at the entrance to Poitonoikos. I'm sure I'll have made up my mind by then. Oi! There you are! I finished my packing, and as it so happens, have hit upon a most commensurate gift. My favorite food, and freshly made, too. Try it. I'm sure you will love it. Farewell, familiar. Give my regards to Azim. Will do. Will do, Pepe lad. Fuck. Of course. I'm all done with this one. Did you find any of the plants? Right here. 5 cloud malos. You're certain you've seen these somewhere in the Sea of Clouds. Yeah, exactly. Perfect! It's such a relief to have them back. A somewhat amateur creator invented the concept to bring more life into the clouds. Which is all well and good, but they get blown away far too easily. It would be nice if they were a bit more wind resistant. We need to know they can settle in a place without fear of them flying off because some beast breathed on them too hard. Well, I better put them back where they belong before a light breeze undoes all your hard work. Here, take this as thanks for your help. Man, we are filling up on food now. Holy shit. Gotta stay on top of this. Tank gear is always in demand, so might as well open this with a tank class. Sell it for a somewhat decent price on the market board, maybe. And if not, who cares? I'm loaded. I'm not interested in buying a house, so I don't think I really, you know, have to worry about financial issues in this game. Alright. Oh, you're familiar, aren't you? One sent by Gallifrey, no doubt? Well, thank goodness you're here. I confess I'm still in somewhat of a daze, but with you here I at least feel safe enough to stop and catch my breath. Something came over the specimen I was examining. Though I'm not entirely sure what, I've never seen it behave so erratically before. At any rate, it managed to slip my grasp and escape. I tried to chase after it, but I'm not half so fleet-footed. To complicate matters, the thing has a very nervous temperament and will flee if anyone so much as approaches it. I considered imbuing some sort of sleeping spell into a dart, which one might shoot from a height, but who has such impeccable aim? Not I, to be sure. Do you? I don't know who he's talking about. Sniper Leon Starcrest at your service. You do? I admit that proposal was made somewhat in jest, but this works out perfectly. So it's settled. We shall put our skittish beast to bed. Aye. Leave it to me. There we go. Find yourself a vantage point from a rise southeast of here, and with this blow dart, bring the frenzied fiend under control again. Me? Oh, I will stay here and take a moment to collect myself. By the way, I have to wonder about this. Depot shake. We're not even done with part 1, and we're at level 87. You know, somebody told me this game was long, but holy shit. I meant to stop that sooner, but I got a little sidetracked when I realized I was gonna run into a goddamn wall, and then, you know, got attacked. Euros 310. Is not the sun-dappled forest floor a stunning sight? Is not the breeze so bracing as to lift the spirits? Is not the susurrus of the Melanoid's whiskers so pleasant as to induce great thoughts? Surely, with all the inspiration that surrounds us, you have been stirred into contemplation too. Tell me, what is it you now focus so squarely on? The innumerable tasks that sit waiting to be done. That's kind of an inside joke for myself because of side quests. So, even familiars have their fair share of woes. Might I suggest you take this moment to relax then? Simply let the winds wash over you, the rustle of the leaves play in your ears, and just think. Okay. I don't think I've ever used this one. Like, ever. There it is. I don't think I've ever used this. Let's go figure, right? Insert the, Of course you don't. Because you're dumb or something, you know? Those jokes. You're dumb to think. For a time, all you can hear is the breeze, like a calming whisper in your ears. All of a sudden, a groan invades your peace of mind. Created to survive in extreme weather conditions, whose adaptability is second to none. What would be a name suitable for such a creature? I can practically feel genius on the tip of my tongue, and yet nothing comes. Oh bother, this won't do now, will it? I hate to ask, but would you accompany me a while longer? Come, let's away to a westerly waterfall. Oh, where the fuck back there, huh? Oh, fuck him, you can wait then. I'm doing these ones. I'm here! So I might as well. Search for the rampaging creature. Alright, the sniper mission. Let's do it. Oh, I can't even zoom in. Shit. You gotta be kidding me. Fucking sniped! That poor fool had no idea what the hell even hit him. He was just like, and he was gone. What was it? A little elephant. That's what it looked like. Man, that was funny. I didn't expect to hit it on the first try. Just seeing it collapse and just face planted so hard. Oh my god. Oh shit, what's happening here? I got you, bro. I'll save you, bro. Sweet, sweet. You alright, buddy? That was much too close for my liking. Your timing was truly immaculate. I was quite trapped and would have been gobbled up if not for your timely interference. It was the agitated cries of the Melaneon which brought me here. When I arrived to see what inspired such howling, I discovered this fellow being set upon by that raging creature. I didn't hesitate to insert myself into the fray, of course. I should be fine, but it's the familiar for whom I'm most concerned. Could you make sure it's unharmed? Sure. Your intervention was a most welcome one, I assure you. I would be halfway digested by now if not for your help. So I hate to ask, perhaps you might examine that familiar? I worry it's injured. I'll check. Alright, buddy? Sweet. The familiar appears free of any injuries, scrapes, or bruises, and has left behind a dazzling carrot, as if to say thank you. Deliver the carrot to the long-haired observer. That's really cute. Hey, check this out, man. A relief to know they are not too severely injured. Oh my, what is that? A dazzling carrot. A root vegetable with such an uncommon luster that one might think, oh, that's not edible. Not only is it safe for consumption, but it imparts joy to those who have partaken of it. Great, it's like the happy carrots that the fucking Lopperas have on the fucking moon. You say the creature left it behind? Yeah. Striking color for a carrot, wouldn't you say? Perhaps this was its way of showing its gratitude. What a thoughtful creature. And one I've never seen before. Which familiar could it be, I wonder? I will perform an investigation upon my return. Now then, shall we head back to Poitonoikos? I'm in a rather sorry state and would like to get cleaned up as soon as possible. Go for it, my good sir. Might as well teleport back and then just work my way counterclockwise. That one can... Well, you know what? No. Let's do that one now because it's probably going to require us to go back. And that's our MSQ destination as well, so... Yeah. Oh, that's what it is then. I forgot to set it to ignore, like this. So I wouldn't get confused like that. Alright, never mind. Let's go back. Ooh. How very good it is to see you again. My friend, the one whom you plucked from the jaws of death itself, is seeking treatment for his wounds as we speak. I heard the entire tale, how a rabbit familiar was on the scene. Mistress Vinal was said to be researching one such familiar, or that's the story anyway. Perhaps the one you came across is related to that business? Well, regardless of its origins, it sounded like a rather polite creature as I was told it left behind a sort of gift. Excuse me, holy shit. Yet I shan't be outdone by a bunny. Charming though it surely is. Here you are, a present. It's nothing special, but I hope it proves as scrumptious as the carrot Excuse me? As scrumptious as our mysterious familiar bestowed upon you and my colleague. The noodles of Elpis. A creamy, cheesy pasta dish topped off with a decadent bird of Elpis egg. That sounds fucking delicious. Delicious. What the hell? Oh shit! We got a fat cat and a little curl facing off. That fat cat looks pissed. What's going on here? Registrations for amphibious creatures have come to dominate of late, but felines remain as popular as ever. Of course they do. Who doesn't love kittens, right? Still looking up for a name for this, right? Ah, listen close. Can you hear it? A waterfall whose stream is at once ferocious and tender, whose spray kisses its surroundings in an affectionate pitter-patter. Inspiring indeed, and like to give rise to brilliance. Yes, there is no place more perfect for the cogitation of this creature's name. Come, stand with me and let us think on it. Alright. Excuse me. Euros 310 seems to be enjoying the misty spray from the falls. I just should have added it to favorites. I usually do that when I have to use an emote for a quest. Euros 310's beady eyes appear to scan its surroundings. It is a creature that bears a strong resemblance to a plant. So perhaps Planticus? It's also a deal similar to a succulent. Aha! I've got it! Succulent! Oh goodness gracious no. That's just foul.
You bastard!
I am afraid I am quite at a loss for names beyond the paltry few I've offered. Perhaps you could provide a fresh perspective? What is it you find most endearing about this creation? Spiky head. Excuse me, Jesus. Oh, that did the trick. Your astute observational skills have stirred my imagination, for I've come up with a very worthy name. I must return to Poitin Oikos at once and ensure that no other creation shares this nomenclature. You will not be too far behind, yes? You are due a suitable gift for the help you provided, after all. This fool. How dexterous you must be to hit a moving target with so small an object. Most impressive. Well, allow me to take that dozing specimen off your hands. I kind of fluked that shit, I'll be honest. I really didn't think I'd hit it that easily. Or that quickly. Watching it rest its eyes, you might be convinced that this creature is placid and well-behaved. You'd be wrong. And frankly, you should know better. Why, what a precious sight our little beast makes when it's not running amok. A shame it can't be this adorable all the time. This was, in fact, one amateur creator's answer to the walking shark that recently gained approval. Really? A somewhat hasty and ill-advised attempt, if you ask me. Credit where credit is due, though. The specimen is bipedal, despite its face being that of a quadruple beast. Its predilection... Did I say that? Its predilection for being an excitable nuisance, however, means it cannot be of any real use to our star. What it needs is a healthy dose of intellect. I will write a report stating as much. While I do that, return to Glafra and tell her of the assistance you rendered. Oh, and offer her my gratitude too, would you? Alright. there you are. Thank you for tidying up that bit of mess for me. Speaking of which, what was the mess exactly? The runaway elephant? A thrilling game of Chase the Creation, was it? That conjures up a sorry image indeed. It sounds like the researcher was able to glean some valuable information, so all's well that ends well, I suppose. If all goes according to the reports made, and sufficient intellect can be cultivated, then the specimen should prove a valuable contribution to our world. Thank you again for your assistance. Who this? I must say I greatly enjoyed our time together. I believe nothing cultivates creativity quite like the sharing of ideas. So often am I forced to work alone, and though it pains me to admit this, it's not much fun to ponder in the silence of one's own company. Yeah, honestly, I agree with that. Sometimes I do like to be alone, though, when pondering something or just whenever, but... In fact, I credit you for the name I devised. All that remains now is to go to Perpetua Crystalline, ensure that there's no record of any similarly named creation, and appoint Euros 310 with its official name. And should I hit another metaphorical roadblock, I shall remember to always ponder while perambulating. Thank you again for your help in this matter. It was most appreciated. Again, the vocabulary for Endwalker really took a step up from previous expansions. Holy shit. Well, sweet. I'm gonna take my break here. I'll be back in 10 minutes to close it out. Another hour or so at least. So BRB. Oh wait, that's the wrong fucking button. That one. Okay.